said, we are coming to you live from a Family Bank here in the Central Business District. And I'll be having an interesting power panel of gentlemen just to discuss matters to do with the cost of credit in the country. And of course, some of the big concerns that continue to be raised in relation to the interest rates, as well as the digital disruption we are seeing in the financial sector. And gentlemen, let me quickly allow you to briefly introduce yourself and say the organization you're coming from. You start from the far end.
All right. Thank you. Again, my name is Mark Mongela. I'm the CEO at Pesapa.
Yeah. My name is Jeff Njau. I'm a business coach and I run market analytics and research. We are business consultants.
And I'm David Tuku. I'm the CEO of Family Bank, Nairobi.
Dr. David Tuku.
Thank you.
Well, we'll be engaging them in a short while. Let's talk to my colleague, Julie, who is camping somewhere here in the bank. And Julie, where you are, just walk us through some of the key aspects around what it takes to actually get a loan in the bank. And there's been perception that banks have been having stringent issues in place which have led many people not from accessing loans. But I understand you're standing by with someone who will be walking us through how to apply for a loan. Over to you, Julie.
Yes. Thank you so much, Abby. Yes, at this particular time, I am joined with James Karinga, who's the head of credit here at Family Bank. And James is at a better position to tell us what exactly some of the steps that need to be taken when you're applying for a loan, some of the things that customers need to know before they come here. Thank you so much, James. Okay, fine. We would like you to take us through this process. When people apply for a loan, what exactly is the first thing they need to understand before they come to Family Bank?
Thank you very much for this opportunity to explain the documents and the requirements and the process that we take our customers through, that we delight them through in the process of applying for a loan. So as is customary in all forms of lending, the point of contact is at any of our 93 branches also, where the first step is the customer walks in. And then once a customer walks in or we go out and look for that customer, the first step is really just to make an inquiry on what exactly it is they need. In other words, our process is customer driven, where we begin by asking the customers what exactly is your need and how can we help you address it. So we diagnose the problem by first collecting basic information about, let's say, for example, the customer can walk in and tell me, hey, I would like to be transporting my goods from the farm to the marketplace. And then we realize that that customer would need help in form of a car loan or a truck loan. So the next step is then to take the customer down through the documents that we'll require for that process to get started. So we start by asking for documents that we call Know Your Customer documents. And these documents normally include identification documents. If he's borrowing in his personal name, we ask him to give us a copy of his ID, a copy of his PIN certificate. Or if he's borrowing as a business, then we ask for a business registration certificate. If he's borrowing as an incorporated company, then we ask them to give us the certificate of incorporation and the certificate of PIN. Then we collect the IDs and all other documents that are needed for the directors of the company to borrow. So once we then collect the Know Your Customer documents, we then ask the customer to give us the next set of documents that we call the appraisal documents. Yes.
Mr. Karinga, let me also inquire about the situation. Most of the time nowadays, you see that customers do not really want to come and take loans in banks. They're scared in this kind of age in terms of the kind of insecurity that is surrounding the banking sector. What do you have to say about this?
Number one, we also reach out to our customers in their various offices. And of course, first is just to assure them that our branches are extremely safe. But most importantly also is that we take a step forward and we go out and meet customers in their respective places. So it's not always that the customer must come to our branches, but it is also possible that we can wake up from our offices and organize for meetings and appointments in their places of work so that they can also feel comfortable. We also have opportunities to interact with customers either through our internet banking or through our mobile banking, and we are still able to reach out to them and get to them and explain to them all what is required for them to access financing and funding for their businesses.
Thank you so much, Mr. Karinga. I will hand it over back to you, Abi. Then you're going to come back with a number of questions that we're also going to ask Mr. Karinga in terms of what are amongst the priorities that a bank needs to consider also when they're taking care of their customers. Back to you, Abi.
Many thanks, Julie. Quite a lot to learn about actually the steps it takes to get access to a loan. Well, my power panel is still here with me, and I want to quickly proceed for a commercial break. When we come back, we'll be diving deep into matters to do with the cost of credit in the country and some of the tips that SMEs can be given when it comes to types of loans and some of the issues around repayment of your loans. Well, we have that conversation after this quick commercial break. Don't go too far.